Welcome everybody. It's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM and live across the world on hcr923fm.com/listen, tune in and smart speakers. If you want to contact the show, you can do so. Facebook or twitter.com/TTGW radio. We have email radio@widneswild.co.uk and the telephone 01928 835 291, or you can text 60066. Start your message with HCR and your text to charge at your standard network rate. It's that time of the week again. Let's do it. Everything ice hockey. It's time to go wild. A very, very warm welcome, everybody, to the Time to Go Wild radio show on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM for another week. And what a weekend it was. I have with me a very calm and collected Andy Shutt. Evening, Andy.
Good evening, Colin. Evening, listeners. Might be calm now, but it wasn't last night.
Well, it was a bit of a nail-biter to start off last night at Planet Ice Widnes, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Definitely. Two top teams playing.
Yeah, and a bit of a shock in the first couple of seconds.
Well, yes, but that goes ahead. That's same happened last game, didn't it?
Yeah, and
so we went through as like a butter through knife through butter.
Yeah, a very, very hot knife at that. Yeah. But things turned out a little different. In the meantime, your YKK Widnes Wild were on the road up in Blackburn on the Saturday, and then over in just over the Pennines in Hull on Sunday.
Yes, unfortunately, with my commitments at work, I couldn't get through to the Blackburn one, which I normally go to the Blackburn away games. And Hull, I was said I'd do the clock for the women. So
yeah, and yours truly was looking after ceremonies at under 11s and under 18s on Saturday, and then back up in my little perch on Sunday. So busy weekend for both of us, really.
It was really, yes.
So, well, let's get these scores out of the way, and then you can know what's been going on.
For the Wild as well.
Definitely. Time for your weekly roundup of the results from the leagues we cover each week. Starting with the Ice Hockey League action from Friday. Belfast Giants 7, Guildford Flames 3, Glasgow Clan 0, Manchester Storm 2. On Saturday, Dundee Stars 3, Manchester Storm 1, Sheffield Steelers 8, Fife Flyers 2, Belfast Giants 4, Guildford Flames 5 after overtime, Nottingham Panthers 7, Cardiff Devils 3, Coventry Blaze 7, Glasgow Clan 3. On Sunday, Nottingham Panthers 3, Coventry Blaze 4 after a shootout, Cardiff Devils 6, Dundee Stars 2, Manchester Storm 0, Glasgow Clan 2, Guildford Flames 5, Sheffield Steelers 4. EIHA Under-18s North 2 action from Saturday. Widnes 4, Manchester 16. On Sunday, Sutton 4, Deeside 5. EIHA Under-13s North 3 action from Saturday. Deeside 2, Manchester 10. EIHA Under-11s North 3 action from Saturday. Widnes 2, Bradford 10. Sunday, Bradford 8, Billingham 0. EIHA Women's Division 1 North action from Saturday. Grimsby Wolves 8, Sheffield Shadows 6. On Sunday, Widnes Wild Women 8, Telford Wrekin Raiders 1. NIHL National League action from Saturday. Hull Pirates 5, Raiders 6. Swindon Wildcats 4. Milton Keynes Lightning 5. Basingstoke Bison 6. Sheffield Steel Dogs 3. Leeds Chiefs 1. Bracknell Bees 5. Telford Tigers 6. Peterborough Phantoms 4. On Sunday, Sheffield Steel Dogs 4. Telford Tigers 5 after overtime. Raiders 6. Hull Pirates 1. Bracknell Bees 7. Peterborough Phantoms 5. Leeds Chiefs 4. Basingstoke Bison 8. NIHL Division 1 North Morley action from Saturday. Sutton Stings 7. Nottingham Lions 2. Billingham Stars 6. Solihull Barons 3. Solway Sharks 7. Blackburn Hawks D1 6. On Sunday, Blackburn Hawks D1 8. Nottingham Lions 1. Solihull Barons 2. Whitley Warriors 4. Billingham Stars 2. Solway Sharks 6. And NIHL Division 2 North Laidler action from Saturday. Bradford Bulldogs against Telford Tigers D2, match postponed. Sheffield Senators 6. Dragons 1. Blackburn Hawks D2 1. Widnes Wild 9. And on Sunday, Dragons 2. Sheffield Senators 5. Hull Jets 3. Widnes Wild 4 after a shootout. Come back next week, of course, for more results here on the Time to Go Wild radio show. And after the Sunday action for the Widnes Wild women, I caught up with a couple of players for their thoughts on the game and the season to date.
Once again, we've had ladies' night here at Planet Ice Widnes, and the Widnes Wild women were taking on the Telford Wrekin Raiders in a seriously must-win game, if I think that is the right context. Sav Summers joined me. Sav, was that a must-win or was that a must-win?
Yeah, all the girls knew it before we got on the ice. It absolute must-win to win the league. So we just played it like a final and put all our efforts in. There's some girls who obviously didn't get ice time, but you know what? We're a team. We absolutely dug in and we deserved it. We absolutely battered them. I think absolutely battered them.
I mean, that was a bit of a scare in the first 30 seconds to minute. They charged straight onto Steph. She thought she stopped it, but it got away from her.
You know what? It's quite a trend. I think we did that in the last home game as well. I think stuff like that. I think it was just a bit of a switch off. But I mean, we all switched on. I think for 3 periods, we didn't give up the puck, and we made it clear during the second break that no one was to switch off and to carry on playing like we were losing. And I think all the girls played brilliantly. That was just a little one-off.
I mean, the big thing for me, of 2 major moments in that game, were the fact that, you know, defending a lot of 5-on-3 and 5-on-4 rolling penalties, and coupled with that, short-handed goals. I mean, that must make a massive morale boost, particularly when you're on the back foot like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. It gives confidence to the girls. I know when we get drawn for stupid penalties and stuff, we know that we can defend them. We know we can just go and attack on the counter. So I don't think we get scared, but obviously we won't like to get any more penalties.
But, I mean, all in all, I mean, I think the penalty swing was mainly in the favour of the Widnes Wild, but you know, the penalty kill teams did their jobs.
Oh yeah, 100%. We've been practicing a lot in training. It's something I think at the start of the season we knew we were starting and was lacking. But I think the girls absolutely smashed it. Couldn't ask for any more from them, really.
I mean, a final home game of the season, still a couple of games to play on the road. If anyone can hear in the background, the music's going. The girls seem to be having a little celebration in the dressing room, but plenty of noise from the crowd as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's plenty of noise and celebrating, but on Tuesday we'll switch back on because we've still got a big game against Solway away, and we know if we don't win that and we don't win the rest of our games and switch off, we're not winning the league. So we're just going to keep playing to the final day. Yeah.
I mean, that is the key thing in this division. In order to, it's not just a case of win the league, get promoted, or win the league, get promoted, and also say second place plays off. It's win the league, go to the finals weekend, and you've still got extra time to still play, and it is a long season.
Yeah, the thing with the way they've won is, I think it's difficult. We can't really switch off until we're in that final, the playoffs, and the final buzzer goes, and we've either lost or we won. But we will take this victory, we'll celebrate it, and then on Tuesday get back to work. So.
I mean, last season, with the playoffs having held here at Widnes, sometimes you're able to get to it, and I know a number of the team were able to see the difference in the levels and what's necessary. So, I take it there's been a lot of take home from the close season last season, brought through into this year, ready to make that big push.
Yeah, 100%. We still train like we're playing in the league above. I think we like to still play games like we're in the league above, because we know if we do get that promotion, we can't go up to come back down. We've got to absolutely dig in. And honestly, I think the girls have been working so hard in training. They've got so much better. I mean, look at the start of the season. Telford, I think, absolutely battered us, and they've come to Widnes and we've absolutely played them off the ice.
And yeah, they did have a short bench tonight, but they dug in, kept going. A lot of good skating and good plays from them, but all of a sudden there was a big attack on Steph and also on their goaltender at one point, and both goaltenders were doing really well. Yeah,
they both absolutely played off the mark. I think the Telford goalie was unlucky. I think when you've got the likes of Lee Decker finishing, I don't think any goalkeeper in the league's got a chance, in Prem as well. She's absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, they both had a fantastic game. Yeah.
Well, it's still a long way to go to the end of the season, but as you say, each game one at a time. So it's on the road from now on. But of course, we'll be keeping our eye on everything that happens.
Oh yeah, 100%. We'll get some wins for you. Yeah.
Well, you take care, and we'll catch up with you, and hopefully towards the end of the season, and see how things go.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've also been joined by proud winner of her shirt for the night, Dafty of the Day, Laura Markroft.
Hiya, Colin.
So come on, how is Dafty of the Day awarded?
So it's whoever made the biggest mess up or like idiot mistake in the game or before the game or whatever. So I forgot to bring the pucks out the boot of my car for warm up, so everybody was skating around on the ice for quite a while going, where are the pucks? And yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those times where, oh, puck.
Yeah, exactly that. So I was running around the side of the ice rink throwing my car keys at someone to run to the boot of my car and quickly get the pucks out. So yeah, it was great.
Oh dear, senior moment or homer moment, who cares? You've got the shirt, you wear it with pride.
Yeah, I'll definitely be wearing it Tuesday on training, definitely with pride.
So we've just spoken with Sab, but your thoughts on that game? As we said before, it's a key game, important, and a scare at the start.
Yeah, so when it went 1-0 down at the beginning, all of us were like, oh no, what's going to happen? We need to really kick it up a notch here and get the win. So we really dug deep and everybody worked really hard, and fair play, a couple of the team didn't get on the ice, so they were really good, and everybody was dead encouraging, and they were always there every time you got off the ice saying what you did well, and it was a really good game all in all.
I mean, sometimes even if they're not on the ice, I suppose they're giving the support, and it was very vocal from the crowd and from the bench, making sure everybody kept their heads, kept the momentum going.
Yeah, the crowd was fantastic tonight. I didn't expect there to be that many people in the stands, and you could really hear them when you were out on the ice, so it's nice to have that encouragement, because it does make you play harder, because you can hear everybody and you're thinking, oh, I'm not just doing this for me, I'm doing this for something much bigger, so it was really good.
Yeah, I mean, the big turning point, I think, was two big turning points I discussed with Sav as well, with the 5-on-3 penalty killing and the short-handed goals. From your perspective, I take it you'd say that was a big turning point?
Yeah, I mean, Steph was absolutely phenomenal. You just can't beat it, can you? How frustrating must it be to shoot at her consistently 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and she's just banging them out. She's like a Terminator. I don't know how she does it, and then you've got somebody like Lean who just skates around like it's easy, and you just see her do it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's so great to watch from the bench and see them all do it, because it really gives you a boost as well, and you think one day I'll be able to do that.
I mean, your performances over the last few seasons, you can see everybody on the team from last year's improving game on game, week on week, and your feelings on the seasons up to now. I mean, although the home part of the season's come to an end, how do you feel that you've you've performed?
Yeah, so it's been a massive jump because most of the team last season were brand new, and it's really nice because we've all progressed together, so you can definitely feel there's a big team spirit in that we've all worked really hard, so I feel really comfortable with my line who I currently play with, and I know where they're going to be and they know where I am, and you can see that progress over the season, and it's just about keeping that momentum going now, keep training hard, keep working hard, and get the win at the overall end of the season and get those shirts.
Yeah, it is a very noticeable thing when players know where each other are, especially, as you said, a lot of the players new last year. It's not just new to the team, but new to hockey as well in many cases. So you don't know where people are going to be, and skating's improved, positions improved. So that has benefited, and you can see it for real on the ice.
Oh yeah, it's not just that, it's like the rules of the game are so crazy, and like I know from personal experience that until I started playing with the girls I'd never even watched a game before, so it was absolutely madness coming down the first time and learning what offside was and trying to put it into a context that would make sense to me. So we're all still learning a bit of that side of things, but it's definitely improving, and you can see it in all of us, and everybody's just got a great spirit and great atmosphere in the team.
I mean, it is a long run out for the end of the season, and even longer than to the playoff competition. And everyone's going to be working hard and hopefully get there, because it is that is the way into the next division up again.
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about just keeping that momentum up, keep going, keep working hard at training, turning up week on week, giving everything every single time we get on the ice, and just working together. I think there's a really great spirit in the team that we will work together, and we do work really hard, and we play for each other, not for ourselves. So there's that kind of spirit, and that'll definitely get us through to the end of the season. And I know it is a long time because the last one's at the end of April, but we've just got to keep going and keep heads up.
I mean, tonight it was great hearing the extra noise from the crowd, as we said before. It's the extra player, and I think sometimes it can. Do you think it can intimidate the opposition?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think if every single time they cheer when we do something well, it's got to get in your head, hasn't it? So going to other rinks and hearing their crowd, it does get under your skin if they start like doing way when you do something wrong and things like that. So I think it's really, really great, and the more people we can get at the games, the better, because it does uplift you and it gives you that extra boost that you need.
Well, better let you get finally rested and ready for training. Still a long way to go, but this has been a massive boost, I think, for everybody to get that extra push to getting into the title race and off to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's go for goal now.
Well, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, big weekend for the... first off, we'll talk about the Widnes Wild women.
All the clubs, really, isn't it?
Well, both teams did, but in terms of crucial games for the Wild women, as we know, it's the door into the promotion back into Premier is through the playoffs for them.
Yep, they've gone top now.
And yeah, it's... to say there's barely anything between them in the top end of the women's table is... putting it mildly, because
a lot tighter than ours at the moment.
Yeah, there's three teams basically scrapping it out, which is Widnes, Solway, and Telford, and any one of them can win it. And the games between them, it's too tight to call.
Yeah, it's coming up. They're going to be waiting a long while to learn if they've got it, though, haven't they?
Yeah,
first place.
I mean, the last game of the season, it seems, is actually going to be Telford hosting Grimsby, and Grimsby pulled off a surprise winning away at the weekend against Sheffield.
So it could be the crucial game that sends Widnes into the playoffs or not.
Yeah, I mean, of the teams that have actually finished their fixture list, it's actually Sheffield. They've played all 10 of their games. Widnes have got 2 left, both on the road. Telford have got 2 home games and a road game. The fixtures to run out. You've got Solway host Widnes and Nottingham host Widnes. Telford host Solway and Grimsby, and then Grimsby host Telford and Nottingham. So it's
all to play for, as you say.
All to play for, particularly between. I mean, there's a crucial game, to be honest. In that one is Telford Solway.
Yeah,
the
Wild have got to win theirs, though. The Wild got to win theirs.
It's in their hands, but 9th of May, Telford Grimsby. It's a long wait to find out, particularly if the results have gone in your favour before you know if you're going to be going on to the playoffs.
Yeah, still got to get past Solway, though. They're in second at the moment, aren't they?
And they're a good team.
Yeah.
They are a good team.
Oh, yes.
So, but last night, you were manning the clock. I was filming, and
great atmosphere. And
it was
believe
brilliant.
it or not, I don't know if you know, but the 50-50 was 50 quid.
Yep.
I remember sometimes. Well, I won the 50-50 once a couple of years back for the Widnes. It was 22 quid.
Yeah.
So we're getting crowds now for the women bigger than the first season of the men's team.
Well, the
takings as well.
The takings for that. I mean, that was brilliant. I mean, everybody really went for it with the 50-50, and it was great. The noise was fantastic.
Oh, it was, yes. As I say, it was like probably the second season's worth.
You know, it was loud. It was boisterous. You could hear the benches were really egging their
full bench
their
as
teams
well.
on.
Brilliant.
Oh, and the Wild Women had a full 22-person roster. So poor Shannon had to sit the night out.
Yeah, well, she helped with the 50-50, God bless her.
Yeah, so she played her part, and I asked her after the game, she still got her voice. She said, yeah, I've got my voice back now. Yeah. Because I could hear it from the other side of the ring. Mind you, I could hear everybody. It was fantastic last night.
And we thanks to the Sweeter for doing it as well on the Widnes Wild Women's page. Yeah.
I think it was a member of the Jackson family.
Yes. Yeah.
Who also has a big drum.
Nikki took the photograph of the team sheet, so we knew who they were.
But last night it was a really well played game. Actually, quite the big take home, as I said in the interviews before, particularly for the Wild Women, because it was such a crucial game. Telford got into penalty trouble at one point later on, but the Wild took a lot of penalty trouble in the middle of the game. And not only did they were 5-on-4, they were 5-on-3, then 5-on-4, then 5-on-3, and then back to 5-on-4.
Defence was good.
Yeah. And not only was the defence good, they scored 3 short-handed goals in the game.
Well, Leendeka, which is the second best team to come out of Belgium, because the first was Chips.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's chocolate.
No, Chips. Chips and Leendeka. She nearly scored a hat-trick when one of our girls was in the box for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
She scored 2 in 1 minute 20 seconds.
Short-handed, even-handed, short-handed.
Yeah.
And some really, really well-taken goals last night. Some just a big team performance. Yeah. And, as Laura said, there was possibility some of the players mightn't have got on the ice, but everyone was so vocal from the bench that makes a difference as well. Yeah.
So literally the crowd were the 7th player.
Yes. Yeah. So you had the bench was the 6th player last night.
Exactly. Yes.
For both teams. And credit
was
as well.
Handed out Telford, weren't they?
Telford had just on 2 lines and kept going all night, dug deep, and some quality players from there. I remember seeing them at the playoffs last year, and very, very good team. So, it was a very, very good night for the Wild Women. Keeps them well within a shout. Currently top of the D1 North, Women's D1 North table, 14 points, with Solway and Telford tied in second place on 12 points each.
And it's nice to see the full bench, because some of those are quite new, aren't they, and probably didn't get much ice time, but they're going to get the experience and moving up, and there's some quality players there.
There are, and it's a lot of heart, and they just keep going, they don't give up. So we just finishing off on this little segment, looking at the possible maximas for the women's league. It's so tight. You're looking at 18 and 16 points, but in a way, it's pretty much depending upon how the fixtures run between Widnes and Telford for that title spot. So last night's win for the Wild Women was a double point game, because it would have pushed that gap. It's really kept it tight. Yeah,
I think Emma's improved a hell of a lot. Emma Pearson. Does she still train with the Wild team?
I'm not sure, because I know she was supposed.
She was training with them, but she seems a lot sharper now.
And also working. I thought she was also playing for Blackburn Hawks too.
Yeah.
But I'll have to check on that one. Yeah. Someone put answers on a postcard, please. Anyway, we shall take a little break for a little music and come back and talk about the event of the weekend, as we can find out the best we can, of the men's team, because that, again, another crucial weekend. Yeah. In the meantime, a time to go Wild Radio favourite. How about a bit of Foo Fighters? Well, Andy, we've had one big weekend for the Wild women, and just as big a weekend for the YKK Widnes Wild.
It certainly was. The warm-up was Saturday. As I said, I couldn't go to that, but it looked like a convincing win.
I'm going to say I've heard tales otherwise, but the things came together apparently in the third period.
Yeah, there seemed to be more goals in the third period than anything. So I was sort of trying to catch up on Twitter when I could.
Yeah, tipping the hat apparently to the Blackburn Hawks D2. Apparently they were leading.
Yes, he scored a goal. I think it was in 12 minutes, wasn't it?
Something like that. But yeah. And the big cat, Tom McDonald, was in goal for the Wild for that game as well.
Was he?
Yes.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, apparently Tom was in goal. So, but only one in, and then tables turned, and they went and put 9 at the other end. Yeah. So
and Lee Kemp getting a goal as well. We like that.
Oh, good
like that.
Man, yes. So we'll have a look at that game sheet in a bit, but the crucial one, and yes, this was a case of, how are they going to respond to the last time the guys were over in Hull?
When they were nilled, yeah.
Not just nilled, 12 nilled.
12, yeah, I know.
And
just whisper it.
Yeah, they answered. It was definitely a tight game. Looking
it was,
at that game
and very
sheet.
quiet as well, considering it's the two top teams going for it. In penalties.
Well,
10 each.
Yeah.
Hull are renowned for not taking many penalties anyway. If you look at the table,
yeah,
they're the second lowest except for Blackburn Hawks.
Mm.
And the Wild didn't respond, in anger or anything. They kept the cool, which was one of my fears, that if they lost the cool because Hull, they got the best defence, the highest scoring.
Mm.
If we would have got a lot of penalties, they would have punished us, but they never did. So I kept the cool. Well done, all of you. Fantastic job. And short benched.
And two things. What the big one is, well, especially when you're short benched, if you're in the bin, you can't score.
No.
Or it makes it a lot. Apart from for the women's team at the moment this weekend, but the general rule of thumb is, if you're in the bin, you're making it hard to score, and you're on the back foot. And when you've got 2 lines plus 2 against pretty much nearly 4 lines, it's all down to, a lot of it can be not just physical but mental, because of the way in which you keep yourself in the game. And just looking down, 11:34, the first goal for Hull, scored by Richie Hagger. Then it wasn't until 35 minutes and 1, Mikey Gilbert scoring a short-handed marker. Then it was Hull again with Andy Ward scoring. Quick, not too long after that, answered by one of our birthday boys, Mike Moore. 42-10. Then taking the lead on the power play with Sean Dipnell at 44-36, and then another quick response by Kane Taylor at 46-48, and then a very long, coming on for 15 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, and nothing happening in that, was there?
And then another 5 minutes of nail-biting overtime.
Well, I got home from the Wild women's game, and it just said we got to go to overtime.
Yeah.
So I was scratching my head at overtime, waiting, trying to refresh me phone every time, and then it said penalties. Oh no, I can't do it. It's all this over and over again.
Yeah, I was still at the rink at this point, chatting with some of the guys about to go on for hockey basics and training. And it was a case of, what are we up to? Oh, it's gone to penalty shots. And then we're hearing who's scored and who's not scored and where it's going. And it was one of these ones where anything could happen. And when you actually look at the shots on goal for that game as well, Dean Bowater faced 36 shots, and Phil Pearson faced 33 shots. So very, very even there. So even in penalties, even in shots, even in goals, you're looking at two teams that were deserving of being in that part of the league.
Well, after the game, I was messaging a certain person. I won't mention her name, Jill Gillingham.
Oh, not Jill Gillingham.
And she actually said to me that was one of the best performances the Wild have ever come up with. So compliments to all of you, lads. Well done. Proud of you all.
It's just fantastic. It's it just shows the quality of the game in all, and the quality of the players. I mean, both teams have got a big quality of player on both squads. Both goaltenders were on form, and it's a big pad to play on. And the danger on the big pads when you're used to training on a slightly smaller pad is you get lost. And this time the guys were able to use the space, but it's one of those ones where if I'd have been there filming, I would have been absolutely heart pumping and trying to keep my cool and focus. It's very, very tough to film some of those games. And then when it goes to a penalty shootout, I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, just point at a goal and turn your back on it.
No, I can't do that. I can't, because, dare I say it, the videographer in me is like, I've got to get the money shot. You've got to get that one of of it going in, or that big save. It doesn't matter if it's my team or the opposition. You want to get that key shot, and some of the saves in penalty shootouts can be phenomenal. And then there's also the other times where you want to get the absolute howlers, where the guy's going into the penalty shootout and trips over their own skates and goes skidding into the board.
You go across the line before the puck does.
Yeah. Because
well, glad there's none of that last night anyway.
No. But to say what that's done to the league as things stand, possible max, that's the first point I think Hull have dropped in quite some time. So their possible max has now dropped down to 49. You've got Altrincham and Bradford on possible maxes of 40, and YKK Widnes Wild on possible max of 43. Again, still games to play. And the big thing, as you were saying earlier while we were off air, the team that's got a lot of games to play against the other teams is Hull.
Top teams, yeah.
Hull have got to play Widnes a few more times. They've got to play Bradford
twice.
So
Bradford twice. They've got to play
Widnes
twice.
In Widnes.
Altrincham they've got to play, and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's...
Yeah, they've been on a 9-game run.
Yeah.
That was the 10th game and they lost it.
But, it's so tight. So tight. I mean, in terms of goal difference, though, Hull are miles ahead in goal difference.
Yeah.
And...
on 109 clear.
Yeah, but you look at the players they've got this year. It's been built. That team is built. Widnes have done really well rebuilding. Bradford have done really well. Altrincham have been a surprise package this year for me.
Yeah, they just seem to slow down at the end of the season, haven't they? As if they ran out of steam, Altrincham.
But they've kept it going, and they're deserving of being in the playoffs. And you look at their penalty minutes this year; it's a fraction of what it's been in previous years.
Yes. Well,
and that's always been a big talking point with Altrincham in the past.
Yeah.
You always
we know who got the most points for that. Our friend,
one of our friends. Yes. Yes. Sometimes,
go on, Joe. I'll give you a shout out.
Yeah, there's times where you get the pantomime villain in things, and I think that's one of the times where he does his job at times, and other times it.
That was Owen Bennett, wasn't it, at the D side?
Oh, but in terms of the table, well, now we know who's not going to be making it to playoffs so far, and it is the Blackburn Hawks D2. The Telford Tigers D2.
And D-side.
And the D-side Dragons, yes.
Sheffield are not far behind, are they, really?
Yeah, their max is 34. So as soon as the points tally balances out, they're basically scrapping for that bottom place at the moment. So your top four at the moment is Hull at the top, and then fighting it out to decide second, third and fourth, Altrincham, Widnes and Bradford. And I think that would prove to be a really, really good playoff weekend.
Yes, it can be, can't it? It's
I mean, when you consider the games that we've seen, just
last year's final was Widnes and Hull, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
that was a replay of the previous year's semi-final.
Yeah.
Without the ultra torture tension.
Oh yeah, the shootouts. Oof.
Yeah, there's two of us out there. Yes, Karen, you know I'm talking about you as well. Both of us still have nightmares.
Cold sweats.
Yeah, poor Karen Kroll still can't cope with it. Poor thing. But yes, it's definitely going to be a big run out for the end of the season. I can say that much. That actually brings us nicely onto the news, because there are several little newsy items. First off is birthdays. We have 2 birthdays, don't we?
Tarpy and Mike Marr. Yep.
So happy birthday to both of you.
And from me too.
And there's a photograph appeared on a Twitter account of a Mr. Moore with a Mr. Barron. Nice seeing Ollie was in Hull.
Yeah.
Giving the guys some extra support.
Yeah,
so,
he did spend some time in the bin as well, didn't he, mate? So that's congratulations on that.
Scoring in the bin. What can we do with him? We are waiting to find out about the ruling on the Bradford-Telford game that was cancelled. The league will be announcing that in due course.
That was Saturday's game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Telford were unable to go to that one. And we also have Whitley Warriors to congratulate on winning the NIHL Division 1 North Morley title.
Yeah, well done to them.
So, congratulations to them. A little bit of sad news, and if Andy can see this on the screen, sad news about Harris Hussain. Andy?
Yes, one of the referees, Harris Hussein's passed away at the weekend. He was a UK linesman, Elite League prospect. Had been in hospital in Batton hard against lymphomas caused from complications from his bone marrow transplant last July. Harris played hockey to under 18 level and represented the Midlands Conference and under 11s and under 13s. More recently became a level 6 linesman, regularly lining NHL Division 1 games. IHUK referee-in-chief Jay Johnson said Harris was a wonderful young man. Aside from having huge potential as an official, he was full of fun and laughter and a great sense of humour. He had an appetite to learn and develop and a best for whatever he turned his hand to, and was an all-round lovely person. His colleagues and teammates never had a bad word to say about him, and the team stripes are devastated by his passing. Our thoughts and love are with his family at this time, and ours as well from Widnes wide. We will always remember Harris for his strength, of courage, sense of humour and love for life. From his hospital bed, Harris was raising money for DKMS, a blood cancer charity that helped him through his bone marrow transplant this year. He set a target of 10,000 and that figure has already passed. You can still donate to this very worthwhile cause by going to the website and clicking on the Ice Hockey UK website.
Yeah, so details of that courtesy of icehockeyuk.co.uk. Follow the links there, and there's links on all the social media about it. And I do remember seeing Harris as a linesman at other clubs when I was there, and it's very sad news, and as you're saying, our thoughts go out to his family and close friends. So yes, sad news that. And we had a minute's applause at Widnes, didn't we?
Yes,
last night
for the
in honour
the women's team.
Yeah. Moving on to other news, we have a cancellation of the GB Under-18s men's and women's tournaments. They were due in let's see, where are we? The men's was due in Tallinn, Estonia on 22nd to the 28th of March, and the women's was due in Jaca in Spain 29th of March to 4th of April. Full details are available on icehockeyuk.co.uk, but basically coronavirus has struck to say, so it's kind of put pay to that happening.
It'd be too cold in the rink, wouldn't you, for it?
You'd probably think it would freeze, but you never know. These things are very persistent.
Yeah, it's all around it, though, isn't it? You know, the people going in and out.
So people being extra cautious there. And another one, our very own head coach is also head coach of the GB Under-16s, Mike Clancy, of course. And they're currently off to they've got a competition coming up soon in Latvia. He's picked his squad. So, you start with the goalies?
Okay, Alex Oldale of Sheffield Steelhawks and Ben Norton of the Northwood School Prep USA.
In defence, we've got Daniel Bradley from Slough Jets, Liam Steele from Guildford Fire Kings, Milik Martelli from Streatham, Archie Hazeldine from Nottingham Leopards and Cougars, Samuel Cooper from Coventry Blaze, Guildford Fire Kings, Monty Tucker from CIHA Voyagers Bantam in Canada, Bailey Perry from Oakenhagen Hockey Academy, and Ben Brown from the Dundee Stars.
Forwards, Ellis Rickey from Nottingham Leopards, the Cougars and the Lions. 11, Jack Hopkins, I'll give the numbers out. Jack Hopkins of the Nottingham Leopards and the Cougars. Harry Corcoran from Stretton, Evan North from the Guildford Fire Kings, Oliver Endicott for the Oakenhagen Hockey Academy again, Callum Field from Sheffield Steelhawks, Carter Hamill from Belfast Giants, Rio Page Dundee Stars, Kai Forbes from Dundee Stars, Josh Shaw again from the Oakenhagen Hockey Academy, Samuel Lyon from the OHA Mavericks Bantam Canada, and Max Stewart from the Belfast Giants as well. Good reps from them.
Big congratulations to all of them for being selected for the under-16 squad.
And keep your eyes out, Mike, will you, for some good prospects.
Yeah, well, hopefully, fingers crossed, that will all go ahead as planned, because it is a very tough time out there, of course, because of the current situation with that naughty little virus that's out there. So, moving on from the news, we of course have our usual little reminder of all of your stuff, social media and website presence. If you of course check out widneswild.co.uk for everything to do with the YKK Widnes Wild, we have Facebook and twitter.com/WidnesWild or TTGW Radio, depending if you want the team or you want the radio show. You've got our Instagram page, instagram.com/WidnesWild official, YouTube page, youtube.com/WidnesWild Ice Hockey Club, and the podcast of this show is also carried on our Podbean account, ttgwradio.podbean.com. We are getting closer to the end of the season, but there may still be a couple of own and loan shirts, so check out the own and loan page, courtesy of the Fan Zone on the YKK Widnes Wild site. Of course, there's still £80 for the home shirt or an away shirt and £60 for a warm-up shirt. And of course, where would we be without our so valuable sponsors, who include our headline sponsor YKK, our penalty box sponsor the Sepsis Trust. We also have Sprakes & Son of Widnes, DMH Tyres, CL Woodworking, Blast and Paint Stripping, Bespoke Conversions of Widnes, and also our charity Stick and Step. And it's a busy fixture list we've got coming up, isn't it, Andy?
It certainly is. So after reading all that out about all the players and that, we've got some more now. So Saturday 7th of March, the under-9s are playing in the cross-ice competition. That's at D-side. Face-off 16:45. The 7th of March, Widnes Wild versus Telford Tigers, second team. Face-off at 17:30, we know that. Sunday, 8th of March, Widnes Wild versus Hull Jets again. Come on, we're all up for that. Saturday the 14th of March, we've got Kingston under-11s versus Widnes under-11s. Obviously, that's at Kingston. Face-off at 12:45. Solway Sharks Ladies versus Widnes Wild Women. Again, that's obviously at Solway. 1600 face-off. And also on Saturday 14th, Widnes under-15s are at home to D-side under-15s, and face-off is at 19:45. So, two games to point out on Sunday the 15th of March, Widnes under-13s versus Manchester under-13s. That's at 16:30, which is 4:30 in all money. That's at Widnes. And Sunday the 15th, the Dragons versus the Widnes Wild. That's 17:45, so that's an away one for us. And it's quite close, so we can go short if we can all get there. Saturday the 21st of March, Widnes under-19s cross-ice competition in D-side again, face-off at 16:20. 21st of March, Billingham under-11s versus Widnes under-11s, face-off at 17:30, 5:30 in the old money. And Saturday 21st of March, Telford Tigers versus Widnes Wild, and that's at 7 o'clock a face-off, a late start there, so if you're working, you still might be able to get there. And Sunday the 22nd of March, Widnes Wild take on the Blackburn Hawks, and Widnes are at home for that. Again, the face-off at 17:30. Now, just to remind you, if you don't already know, Saturday 4th and 5th of April is the NIHL Division 2 North Laidler playoff weekend at Planet Ice. So, tickets have been on sale for a while. I don't know how well the tickets have been sold. Do you know, Colin?
I'm afraid.
If anybody's out there knows, just give us a quick message, will you, just to see.
Yeah, check things out through your clubs and probably also through Planet Ice Widnes for details of those tickets. One of the fixtures I do want to bring you aware to, and we'll hopefully confirm this next week, is that there's a rearranged fixture that Andy's just mentioned between the Widnes under-13s and Manchester currently on fixtures on Sunday the 15th of March at 4:30, but currently that's when it's scheduled, but that may not be when it's scheduled, but for the time being, pencil it in for that weekend because, of course, we've got the under-15s in action on Saturday the 14th. And
just a quick plug for Saturday the 28th of March, Widnes Wales finest league game of the season. Hull Jets.
Yes, it's against the Hull Jets of all teams.
Yeah, it's at Widnes, so big packed out there, out. Get your hats and everything, and your hooters, drums, everything.
And this year we don't get a week off between the end of season and playoffs. It's all go, because last year we had a bit of a break for a week or two. I think we had at least one weekend break between the two, and
let's hope it's all over and dusted by then. Anyway,
yeah, that could well be. Yeah. Even now, that could still be the league decider, or it could be the position decider, because of course, where you finish in the league will determine if you get home advantage for your playoff leg.
Yeah.
So finishing first and finishing second means you get effectively the home bench.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
which is what we want, because it was very confusing last year for me.
Well, the final the previous year was even more confusing because, of course, we played in black in the final.
And we were an away team.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very, very strange, that one.
But on a serious note about this, it was on the news tonight about some sporting events may have to be cancelled. Let's hope that the ice hockey survives until then.
Yeah. Well,
I think mainly talking about the major ones. The Olympics have gone. Been sorted out. They talked about at the moment.
Yeah, there's that. Is it Euros or there's an internationals tournament?
Yeah, lots of them going on. Football tournament in Italy's been cancelled, and some in Spain.
And of course that tournament we mentioned earlier about the under 18s,
under 16s,
that's all cancelled. So let's be vigilant, everyone. Let's look after each other and
wash
look after
hands.
Everyone. Yes, but this weekend, well. I can't find the details to hand, but it is available through social media outlets, and check out through Planet Ice Widnes. There is a special ticket offer available this weekend for the double header.
Both games.
So if you're coming to both games, if you are coming to both games, make sure you do mention that when you're buying your tickets.
On the Saturday, yeah.
When you come on the Saturday, make sure you sort it out, and hopefully you can sort out a special offer.
Yeah, and I'd just like a quick shout out to Paul and Lucy Breed for doing a great job, and I got an award off them last night. Thank you very much. I won't say it's for, because you'll all be laughing. Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's a tough run out to the season. Every single team is still in action. Still lots to play for.
Yeah, I think Hull have got the worst running.
Possibly. Well, very tough running.
We've got some of the Telfords and the Dragons and the Blackburns to play, where they've got the top three.
So, and as we know, hockey, anything is possible. It just takes a bit of a stretch, a bit of a strain. Next thing you know, and at this part of the season, everyone's really making that push. I mean,
keep cool.
We look at the finals last year, and we had two players who shouldn't have been on the ice, to be honest, because of injury. But no, they kept going.
Yeah, TJ Mikey.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I knew about Mikey, but it was in the final watching TJ, and he's over by the gate where they're all coming on. I said this before. I'm stood over the shop with the spotlight, getting ready for the end of the game, and I'm watching and going, Tom can't skate. I thought he was just knackered. It wasn't. He was injured.
Yeah. He also did his wrist in, didn't he, in Coventry?
And Lee Kemp had done his wrist in. Yeah. So, yes, it's one of those sports, though, where they'll do anything to play. Yeah. And hockey players are hockey players.
It's but a scratch.
It is a mere flesh wound. No. Come back here. It's a flesh wound. Those of you who've seen The Holy Grail, you'll understand it. Well, we're almost out of time for another week. We will not be here next Monday, unfortunately. I've got some commitments I've got to take care of next Monday night. So the Time to Go Wild radio show will be back in 2 weeks' time. So there'll be plenty to cover because we've got a lot of games in the next fortnight. So no time to go wild next Monday, but we'll be back the Monday after. And all being well, because due to unfortunate circumstances, I wasn't able to be here on Thursday night for the Box of Delight. I should be here this Thursday from 9 p.m. with more musical mayhem on the Box of Delight. So, Andy, thank you once again for coming in.
A pleasure. Thank you all for listening. God bless you all. Keep safe.
And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, of course, as I say most weeks, wherever you are, be loud and proud. And it is that run out to the season, so be extra loud and proud for your teams wherever you are in the country. Enjoy your hockey, be safe, have fun. From time to go